What is going on, peasants? My name is JB and I'm back here today with probably the most basic YouTube video I've ever made. We're going to be doing a tier list video here for Pokemon Unite. Now, is there a reason I'm making this video? Yeah, I haven't really seen too many of them and I want some views. So it's cheap, it's easy, it's pretty fun. So listen, this is the most basic content on YouTube, but it's fun and I want to piss people off. So that's what we're going to be doing. Just a little bit of Gary YouTubing. If you get that reference, you're more of a nerd than me. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, we're going to be ranking the Pokemon Unite roster in terms of my completely subjective opinion. So yeah, if I roast your favorite Pokemon, my bad. I'm sorry. It's just, you know, how I feel about it a little over a week into the game. Or yeah, about a week into the game, something like that. I don't know when this is going out, dude. Time is just a big soup. So yeah, we're just going to be rolling with that. And worth noting, there are a few Pokemon on this list that are not in the game or I haven't had the chance to play yet that were in the beta. So we got Clef, Blastoise, and I think that's the only other one. Gardevoir, as I'm recording this, dropped about an hour and a half ago. I haven't had the chance to play it yet, so I'm not going to be ranking that. I'm actually just going to go ahead and put all three of those Pokemon into the D tier. I have not had a chance to play any of them, so that's where they're going to stay for now. And yeah, we're going to be ranking the rest of them. I don't really think there's any Pokemon that are, you know, necessarily worthy of D tiers, so I guess that ends up working out. Because I don't think there's really any bad Pokemon in this game. I think they're all, you know, viable and usable. So I guess, you know, it does end up working out that way. There are some Pokemon that I think are better than others. There are certainly some S tier Pokemon, and there are certainly some Pokemon that could use a little bit of tuning in terms of how strong they are. But let's go ahead and start talking about it. Starting off with Venusaur. Now, in terms of the ranged attackers in the game, I feel Venusaur is the weakest in terms of damage output, but it definitely provides a lot of crowd control and team utility. So with that being said, I think I am going to stick Venusaur in B tier because if, you know, you pair it up with a really good Gengar or something else that just really appreciates, you know, crowd control and just stuff being not able to move as fast like an Absol, just if you pair it up with a really good speedster, a really good just offensive powerhouse, Venusaur can be good. But if you're using Venusaur, you know, trying to do a lot of damage like with a Alolan Ninetales or a Greninja or a Cinderace, you're going to have a bad time. So yeah, Venusaur definitely has its plays, but it's not the best, I'll say. Gengar is going straight to S tier, bro. Gengar is my second most played character so far, outside of Crustle, and trust me when I tell you, I enjoy Gengar way more than Crustle. The damage output from Sludge Bomb plus Hex is just otherworldly. This thing can literally 1v1 every character in the game except for Snorlax because block is broken. Listen. There's so many, okay, we'll get to Snorlax when we get to Snorlax, but Gengar is probably, like, in terms of MOBAs, it is by far the best assassin in this game, and that's just because it's easier to use than Absol. Absol has the potential to be just as strong, but Gengar just in terms of ease of use and just, I don't know, just sheer outright killing power and killing potential, it's just damn near unstoppable. It is so damn strong, so damn disruptful, and just an absolute beast. Mr. Mime, I'm actually going to put down here as well in D tier. I have not played Mr. Mime at all. I've played against it a few times. Its wall can be annoying. I don't think its wall is quite as good as Crustle's, but I don't have enough experience playing or even, you know, seeing Mr. Mime being played. It's probably the least played character I've seen so far, and that's out of, you know, probably 6+ hours a night since the game's been released. So yeah, I've rarely seen Mr. Mime played, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Its wall is good. I genuinely can't even tell you what its other abilities are, so we'll just leave it there. All right, our next S tier is going to be Snorlax. It is the best defender in the game, bar none. Block is just absolutely ridiculous if the Snorlax knows what they're doing. Nothing can get through it. It's just stupid. It's very hard to kill, especially when paired with a healer like Eldegoss. It's just not fun to play against, but between Heavy Slam and its ultimate or Unite move just being super strong and super tanky, it is the best defender in my opinion. I'm not that good with it, but it's so hard to kill and so damn thick, and that's exactly what it does. Something worth noting, which I don't know if a lot of people know this about Snorlax, don't attack it when it's ulting, when it's doing the when it's sleeping. You see the circle around it, don't attack it, because every time you attack it, it basically snores. So if you hit it, it hits you back. So don't attack Snorlax while it's ultimate, while it's using its Unite move, people. Just don't. All right, next up we got Absol. I'm gonna put Absol. I'll put Absol in A tier. I don't think it's as good as Gengar, just simply because of ease of use and the fact that Pursuit needs a lot of, you know, setup and a lot of help to, you know, really, you know, start raking up damage. it's really good as a jungler and a mid laner, and just going from top to bottom and just picking things off. That's where it excels. The problem is you're not, especially if you're playing by yourself, don't even bother playing Absol. If you're playing with a good team who can coordinate with you and communicate with you, set up those flanks, set up those backstabs where Pursuit can actually do crazy amounts of damage, then yeah, Absol could be very, very good. However, it's just a really difficult character to play. I think it's probably the hardest character to play. It's really, really strong, just pretty damn difficult to play, really fast, really powerful, has a great ability, and it benefits very well from the 3 best items in the game, Floatstone and Scopelin. So throw in Muscle Band there as well, or whatever else you want to put on it. But yeah, it is a definite assassin. It is the very definition of a glass cannon as well, so you gotta be very careful playing it. Gengar, you can kind of get away with more just fuck it YOLOing in and just getting out alive because Gengar just does that much damage. But yeah, Absol, it's a little bit easier to play against if you're able to see it coming, basically, which isn't what you want to do if you're playing Absol. You want to be able to sneak up from behind people, hit them in the back, and just do your damage that way. That's obviously when Pursuit gets its double damage. So yeah, it is what it is though. Garchomp, I like Garchomp a lot, but I don't think Garchomp's the best. It's between B and A. I'll put Garchomp in A just because it does have really solid damage output as well as being relatively tanky. I haven't played too much of it. I played a decent amount of it when it was available. I haven't really played a lot of it, but when I played it, I really enjoyed playing it. It has really high damage potential and really high carry potential as well, as one of the more defensive carries, one of the more defensive all-arounders as well. It does have a lot of damage. It's Dragon Rush or even what's the other one? Dig. Both are very good, very viable, and it doesn't really have any bad moves. Dragon Claw, I've used the least out of the 4. I typically use Dragon Rush and Earthquake. So Garchomp, very strong, very tanky, and it's kind of a Pokemon that can just run off and do its own thing. It can't really kill a lot of stuff. It can definitely annoy a lot of stuff, and it's Dragon Rush is one of the best non-ulting dash moves because it just does a lot of damage. It's very, very good for picking off weak targets. So I think that, just coupled with the fact that it is probably the best combination of bulk and offense in the game. So yeah, we'll put it in A tier. Lucario, I think Lucario goes in B. Lucario's strong, but it is more of a glass cannon than anything else, and it's just, its ultimate's not the best because it's kind of just a straight line shot. It's not Aura Sphere, it's like Aura Cannon or something. It's just not the best. It does get a nice little buff from it. It's close combat and Bone Rush. Bone Rush is really difficult to I don't want to say use, but it's difficult to use well, I'll say. I've had many Lucario on my team, and they'll use Bone Rush. They'll have Bone Rush on their build and just not even know how to use it. So Bone Rush, you use it, and then the little bone appears wherever, and you can move around, and once you press the button again, you teleport to the bone. So it's really good at being able to maneuver around your opponents. But I rarely, if ever, see Lucarios actually take advantage of that. So I don't know. Maybe once people start figuring that out, it'll be better. It just feels like a Pokemon that should hit a lot harder than it does. It probably really benefits from the right build. Power Up Punch is super nice on it, but as I often see Extreme Speed more so than Power Up Punch. So maybe that's just something people need to figure out. But hey, Lucario's decent, not the best, not the worst. Crustle is the Pokemon I played the most in this game. Is the Pokemon I have my highest win rate with. I believe I've played 40 something games and have a 65 win percentage, something like that. I like Crustle a lot. I just don't think Crustle is very good. I think Crustle is great if you are playing with a team. I think Crustle is probably the worst defender in the game if you're playing by yourself. Granted, Shell Smash does have a little bit of carry potential, but the main draw of Crustle is being able to trap stuff and having something like a Gengar or a Garchomp or a Zeraora or something just pounce on them and kill them, or a Cramorant even. Cramorant, Crustle is one of my favorite duos to play with. Me and my buddy Jorge ran through some fulls the other night playing that duo. So Crustle, as much as I love it, I don't think it's the best defender. I don't even think it's really better than Slowbro. And since I'm going to be ranking them, separately as their role, I think I'm going to put Crustle in B tier. It's the Pokemon I play the most, and one of the Pokemon I enjoy playing the most, even though I give my friends shit about making me play Crustle. I just don't think it's, on the same tier as Slowbro or Snorlax, obviously, Snorlax being one of the most broken Pokemon in the game, in my opinion. Greninja is a Pokemon I haven't played, but I know for a fact it is incredibly strong. I play a lot with my buddy Hugh the Costa Rican. Go check him out. I have seen this man solo carry so many games with Greninja that I am comfortable putting Greninja in A tier just based on how many times I've been carried by it alone. So it'll go there. I don't really have much to say about it. I've just seen it used more than Mr. Mime, which is why I didn't rank Mr. Mime. I've played with Greninja for hours, so I know how potent and how powerful this thing can be in the right hands, so I'll give it its respect and put it in A tier. I don't think it's the best range attacker, however, so that's why it's not going in S. Talonflame, I think we might have our first C tier. Talonflame's cool. It's very, very hit or miss. Its abilities, from what my buddy Glada tells me, aren't the easiest to use. Its ultimate is also very hard to use. You have to line it up and then make sure your opponent, like, its ultimate is one of the easiest to dodge in the game. It's not called Brave Bird, I don't think, but basically it like pushes your opponent for like X amount of distance, and yeah, it's really strong if you land it. It's just really hard to land and really easy to dodge. So we'll put it in C tier. It's not very strong. It's really fast, but yeah, it's more of a glass cannon than Greninja, which is, you know, or even Absol. So we'll go ahead and leave him there for now. Charizard, I think, is perfectly balanced. I don't want to say perfectly balanced. I think Charizard is probably one of the most balanced characters in the game. It's strong, but it's not too strong. It's not overbearing. It's just really, really solid, and it can definitely carry games if you know what you're doing. Its ultimate, again, is much like Lucario's Bone Rush, is something that I'm not sure a lot of people know, because I've seen many Charizards just, you know, fly up and start, you know, just speeding around the map, just breathing fire and everyone like a fire breathing dragon. You press the ultimate button again when you have someone in your circle, you basically seismic toss them, like the episode of the anime where it, you know, picked up Magmar and threw it into the volcano. It basically does that and slams them, does a lot of damage, and I believe it even stuns them as well. It basically just sets up a free kill if it doesn't just outright kill them as well. So yeah, the Charizard, very strong. Legitimately all four of its move options are good. Fire Blast, Flare Blitz, Flamethrower, and Fire Blast, Flare Blitz, Flamethrower, and Fire Punch are its four moves. I typically go for Fire Punch, Fire Blast on it, but yeah, all of its moves are legitimately viable. Just a really solid all-around Pokemon. Definitely got some solid K potential. I don't know what I'm trying to say. My brain just melted, and that's okay. Zeraora. Okay, sorry about that. I had to do a little cut. I don't remember where I was at, but I think the last thing I said was Zeraora being S tier. I think just the sheer strength of it alone makes it that, and its move synergy. Spark into Discharge is super disruptive, or you can even go with Wild Charge to just dash all over the map and just pick people off. It's got some great mobility, some absolutely fantastic just raw power output and just damage output. It does crazy damage. Its ultimate is nuts. Zeraora just all around very, very strong. Borderline overpowered. I'm not super sure about that. I think it is the least overpowered. I think it's less overpowered than Snorlax and Gengar, but I think it's still incredibly strong and definitely worthy of the S tier. Now, Cinderace is another Pokemon I'm stuck between A and S tier on. I think it's phenomenal, and I've played one of the best Cinderaces I've ever seen. His name is McDareth. He's a Twitch streamer. You can go check him out as well. I don't know the guy at all, so no affiliation with him, but we played him. We ran into him a couple times actually when we were 5-stacking, and he is absolutely just the nuttiest Cinderace ever. Legitimately, before first Rotom, he was level 10. I've never seen that. Before first Rotom, this man was level 10. He was absolutely carrying. He had like 20 something kills and like 15 assists, and it was a relatively close competitive game for the most part. He's crazy good, and just the fact that I've seen, you know, Cinderace be such a monster and be able to just destroy an entire team almost single-handedly, and the fact that even outside of McDareth's hands, I've, you know, been using Cinderace a little bit the last couple days as well, and it's just really fucking strong, dude. It's got great range, it's got great mobility, and it's one of the better range attackers in the game in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw Cinderace probably in the S tier. I think it's really good, really solid, and has one of the highest damage outputs in the game. One of the best Pokemon at just picking off a kill from far away, like just being able to come in and just pick off a kill. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know how I'm trying to word that. My brain is like wording that weirder than I'm trying to say it. I'm stupid and it's okay. It's fine. All right, Eldegoss. I think it's the best support in the game right now. I'll put it in S tier just based on the fact that it's the best support in the game. I don't really think it's necessarily an S tier Pokemon, but just because it is the best support in the game, I'm going to go ahead and give it the S tier ranking. So it just does not die. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that it doesn't die. I know its synthesis ability is what heals, and Cotton Guard makes it so it just does not fucking die ever. I don't know if you can have those two abilities at the same time. I don't know shit about Eldegoss, never played it. All I know is the times I played against it and Snorlax together, it's just hell on earth and they don't fucking die, and I hate it. Cramorants. I think Cramorant is much like Charizard and everything else in this tier. It's just really solidly well balanced, really strong in the right hands, kind of if you're not the best with it, but I think Cramorant very solid, very decent, and yeah, has a lot of carry potential, and it's probably one of the memeier Pokemon in the game, so that's always nice. It's just like, what the fuck is there a Cramorant? It's a fucking Cramorant, dude. But it's really strong. Whirlpool, I believe, is one of its moves. Don't quote me on that. Again, have not played it. Played a lot with it. It's on my team. Played a decent amount against it, but yeah, just it's cool. It's good. It's strong. I like it. It's balanced. It's not overpowered. Not underpowered. It's just it's in a nice little spot. That's why it goes right in the middle. I think that works out pretty nicely for it. Pikachu, I'm gonna put it in the A tier. Just because early game Pikachu is one of the biggest demons in the entire fucking game. Electro Web is so stupid. Especially like the first couple days of playing the game, like I would have put Pikachu ahead of everything else in the game just because of Electro Web. Like, bro, that shit was dumb. Now that I'm a little bit more used to the game, I can still, it's easier to play around Electro Web because it's only early game that it has it. But early game Pikachu is still a fucking demon, and even late game, its ultimate just power gives it so much just raw power. And it has great range attacks, great range options in either Electro Ball or Thunder, or even Thunderbolt. It's just a really solid range attacker, good mobility, and it is a demon early game. If you catch your opponent like out of position, a little too far pushed up, just drop an Electro Web on it. You and your buddy, like say I have a Garchomp or something with you, just go in and absolutely destroy something. So yeah, Pikachu, very nice. Now this is the Pokemon I'm struggling with the most. That being Alolan Ninetales. I fucking love Alolan Ninetales. I think it's one of the best range attackers in the game. I don't know if it's on the same level as Cinderace though. I don't think it's on the same level as Cinderace. I'm gonna put it in the A tier. I think it's really strong. I think the combination of stunning and knockback with Dazzling Gleam and Blizzard is so effing powerful that I think besides Zeraora and Gengar, I think. And even like, okay, let me rephrase that. Besides the non-Eldegoss Pokemon in the S tier, I think Ninetales has the easiest carry potential in the game. You can solo carry a game with Ninetales. I think it's that good. I just don't think it's as strong and has as much raw power output as Cinderace. That's why I'm putting it a tier below. Everything else though about Ninetales, absolutely fantastic. Good crowd control, good stuns, good damage output, great range. Like it's really good, really fun. Probably my second favorite character to play behind Gengar, so love me some Ninetales. Next up we got Wigglytuff. I'm putting Wigglytuff in the A tier, and that's just because of Sing. Sing is a free kill if you know how to use it with your, like if you're playing with a team. Wigglytuff Sing is literally a free kill. Same with its Unite move. It's just free. It's so free. It is so free. I have a gameplay going up where Glade and I played the Ninetales Wigglytuff duo, and it's just disgusting how quick the kill that duo can be. And is that a little bit of bias going into those rankings? Probably. Do I care? Not even a little bit. It's that strong and that free. I love it. So going in the A tier. I realize I'm putting over half of the roster in the top 2 tiers, and that is probably bad, but it's okay. Because one of these 2 Pokemon will end up in B tier, and I believe actually they both might end up in B tier. I'm gonna go ahead and put Slowbro in B tier. I think it's on par with Crustle. I know I said Crustle's not as good as Slowbro in when I was talking about Crustle, but I don't think Slowbro is all that much better. Just basically because he has to choose between crowd control and health. Because you have to choose between amnesia and telekinesis, whichever one you want. I think telekinesis is better if you're playing with a team. I think amnesia is probably better if you're trying to solo with Slowbro. But if you're playing solo and you're playing a defender, just play Snorlax. But Yeah, Sober's cool. It's got some great crowd control, dude. Telekinesis is so good. It's ultimate or Unite move. I keep saying ultimate because I'm an Overwatch player. It's fine. And that even goes to League of Legends, of course, obviously, and just other MOBAs in general. I think everyone calls it an ultimate, but it's, you know, its move is also basically telekinesis. Is really good crowd control, but I don't know, dude. I don't want to put everything in B tier, so by default it gets, or I don't want to put everything in the top 2 tiers, so yeah, by default I guess it goes into B tier. And I do think Machamp is also B tier. I don't think it's broken. I think it's one of those weird Pokemon that I don't see a lot, but when I do see it and I see a good Machamp, it is terrifying. Seismic Tox is super good and very strong. It's also great crowd control, just great, you know, damage output is a word. I'm going to use DPS. There we go. I should have been. Why did I not think of that? I was just talking about Overwatch. Fuck, I'm dumb. But yeah, that's gonna be my tier rankings. Yell at me for how bad they are. I'm perfectly okay with it. I'm sure I made fun of your favorite Pokemon, and guess what? Your favorite Pokemon sucks, and they deserve it. Fucking at me, I dare you. But no, I'm kidding. Of course. Definitely let me know what you guys think of the tier list. Let me know what Pokemon you think are S tier. Let me know what Pokemon you think are, you know, need changes. Let me just talk to me, man. Just talk to me. That's all I really want. I just want a friend. That's what you guys are. You're my friends. I just want a friend. Just fucking talk to me, dude. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.